Okay, this training camp turned out to be pretty good. I had my wife in here, as you all know, as you've been watching, and she listened to me better than I thought she was going to do. She did a very good job. Now at home, listening to me is a different story, but inside the gym, she did a great job. She's gotten a lot more accurate with her punches. Her kicks, she's getting more confident. She had a broke toe starting out with, so she's getting more confident, throwing more kicks. Our game plan is starting to click with her now. She's starting to really put it together, what she wants to do. Her ring strategy, as you can see behind us, we've got rings set up in the karate school, so she's getting used to the ring and fighting and movement in the ring, because if you just have a big open floor and spar on that all the time, you really feel constricted once you get inside the ropes, and you feel like you can't run like you can an open mat. So that's why you have to get used to fighting inside of a ring before you actually step in the ring. So she's done really well. I think she's going to do good. I'm not sure if she's got a reach on her opponent or not. We'll find out the weigh-ins tomorrow night. But her kicks have gotten more powerful, more accurate. Doing fitness kickboxing really builds up your cardio and your wind and your endurance. But sometimes it lacks, or most of the time it lacks power, because you're just trying to get a lot of reps in and get your cardio. So I've kind of had to remold her and get her back into martial arts as far as power punches, power kicks. And she's adapted pretty good the last 4 to 6 weeks.
My name is Broadus Blackwell. I've been with Contemporary Martial Arts since 1995. I'm currently 1-0 in kickboxing, and I'm looking forward to another fight, hopefully in January. Carolina, she's real good. I believe she's going to do fabulous in this fight. Holding mitts for her was real fun. She's gotten stronger since the beginning, and I believe she's going to take this one.
Mostly, it's been a lot of fun. It's been hard. Today, it's starting to get a little bit rough. I'm wearing about 18 pounds of sweaty clothes trying to get that last 2-3 pounds off. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like my mommy dressed me to send me out in the snow. I can't move. And I never really knew that when you wore this many clothes and you got this hot, that you'd just be fatigued in no time when you walked into the room to start working out. But if this is the worst that I have to endure, then I'd say it's been fun overall. The difference between losing weight and cutting weight, when you lose weight, you're actually losing part of your body mass, fat or muscle tissue, that you hope is going to be gone forever and ever. When you cut weight, you're just trying to get rid of as much water as you can to get you closer to the weight that you need to be for your event, whether it's, usually it's a fight of some sort, wrestling match, or, some sort of fight. That people cut weight for, but really all you're doing is temporarily dehydrating. You're losing some water weight, and ideally you'll put it all back on before your event so that you will be at your best. You do need to be extremely well hydrated when you get ready to do your cut. Number one, if you're dehydrated before you start cutting, your body's not going to sweat as much, you're not going to urinate as much, you're not going to cut as much. And number two, you can cut too much. Best as I can tell from everything I've read, you don't even need to think about trying to cut more than 10% of your body weight. So, for instance, somebody my size, 125 pounds is what I have to weigh for my fight. I definitely wouldn't want to cut more than 10 pounds. And since I've never done it before, I'm looking at more like about a 3-pound cut that I hope I've done most of tonight and won't have too much to worry about tomorrow. We know that Emily Watts does not have any fighting experience like I do. I believe that I'm much stronger than she is. I believe I've got more power in my punches. I believe I've got better conditioning than she does. So my plan is to wait her out, let her come in and get her little thing over with, probably about the first 30 seconds or a minute or so. Use a lot of side kicks, just kind of keep her at bay, keep her swinging, and keep her using her energy. And then it'll be my turn for the next however long it takes to finish the fight. I don't expect to have any trouble getting through 3 rounds, and I don't expect her to have a lot left, certainly by the second round. I got to train with a lot of really great people. Ryan and Andrew have been awesome to train with, great teammates. I absolutely will tell anyone that if you want to push yourself as hard as you can push yourself, get on a team with people who push themselves, because I've always prided myself in being someone who pushed myself hard, and I've pushed myself harder than I ever thought I could working with these two guys. They have been awesome. They have helped me with everything from footwork to just, I mean, everything. Everything there is to know about fighting, these guys have helped me with. The other guys in class, one guy in particular, Terry Zollner, hasn't got to come throughout all of our training, but he's been coming the last couple of weeks, and he's a pretty good-sized fellow, and he has really just let me pound away on him, covered up, let me work like my strategy when I get someone trapped in a corner and stuff like that, and just taking it, let me hit him hard, and thank me when we were all done. So I owe him a huge, huge thank you. Jim Robinson, our corner man, he's done the same thing for me a couple of times. Let me work my power and kind of get to see what it feels like to go all out for, 10, 20, 30 seconds. It's not like you think it is. And so those guys have been great. And really, everybody in our classes has just been awesome. Broadus has come and never, ever gotten a turn to hit the mitts, just held mitts for me round after round after round for an hour and a half straight, so I could work on combinations and just anything that I was having trouble with, giving me tons of good advice. Antoine Orsley is another one. I got to thank him for breaking my toe at the start of my training, but after that, he's really made up for it. He is another one that has held mitts for me all through class, never gotten a turn to hit them, or would take one turn hitting them and then take them back so I could go some more, because he felt like I needed to work more on my combinations than I did on learning how to hold mitts for right now. And all the guys have been awesome like that. Missed some of their training time to help me get in more for me. And I hope I do them proud Saturday night. I'm planning on it. Tonight is Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Friday, is weigh-ins at 7 p.m. So tonight what we're all trying to do is sweat a little bit, get some of that water weight out, start working on our cut. When we get done tonight, I have exactly 3 ounces of chicken to eat and enough water to take my vitamins. And then in the morning I have a thyroid condition. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I have this little nodule and I have to take thyroid medication. So I will get a swallow of water to take my thyroid medicine in the morning, and then I'll pretty much be fasting the rest of the day. God help Chuck. He'll be with me all day. No food, no water, no coffee. We weigh in at 7, and I hope that I'll get to be on the scale at 7. And then we can start rehydrating and just trying to really take it easy and put everything back in that we've sweated out over the last 24 hours to meet the weigh-ins. We'll start trying to put it back. We'll drink some Pedialyte, eat some good stuff. As a matter of fact, all of us will probably try to eat a little bit every few hours leading up to the fight. And then Saturday, we'll just kind of try to kick back, take it easy, rest as much as we can, be ready when the time comes. See you at the fights.
Andrew Ballinger. Andrew has come a long way since he first started about a year ago. His punches, he turned out to be a better striker than I thought he was going to be. Most wrestlers come in the very short punches and the very awkward, especially someone with long arms like Andrew. And he learned how to use his reach really well. His second match was probably, definitely tougher than the first one, but we didn't know that we were going to go in under the weight that was required. And so he's a little bit outpowered, but still, he won that fight very decisively. I almost submitted the guy several times, and that's where his wrestling and submission background came in. So luckily, he had that to fall back on. But for this fight, he's fighting a guy who's got a lot of experience. I think he's got 9 fights. And there's a lot to be said for youth, which Andrew has, but there's a lot to be said for experience as well. And this guy doesn't panic when he gets hurt. He doesn't start hyperventilating. He doesn't get worried or concerned. He just steady pace. I've never seen him knocked down, and I've never seen him knocked out. So Andrew's got probably a 4-round fight on his hands, as long as he doesn't get winded during the process.
Andrew Ballinger, he's from the first fight, he's way better, he's stronger, he's faster. I can't barely keep up with him, but he's going to take this one as well.
It's my 3rd fight. My other 2 fights, I wasn't going to school. I was just working part-time, and going to school and fighting, it gets pretty stressful trying to keep up with your work and and be here to train 2 to 3 times a day sometimes. But I feel pretty good about it, about my training. It's been going pretty well. This last week's training, we kind of tapered off a little bit, try to let our bodies heal up, so we'll be 100% for the fight. Before I came here today, I weighed 168. My weight class is 155, but I think I get 2 pounds, so I'll be able to weigh in at 157. Hopefully by the end of the night, I'll be able to come in tomorrow under 160, so I won't have a terrible cut tomorrow, and make my miserable day a little less miserable. The game plan for my fight, the guy I'm fighting, Josh Shattuck, he's a little bit shorter, so I'll be trying to use my reach, keep my jab out there, keep him away at range, then throw a cross, and then maybe a few head kicks just to keep him out at range, and then follow with power. We know that he has kind of a weak body, so I'm going to be trying to show that out and maybe knee to the body or throw some front kicks and maybe put him down with a body shot. And through the process of this training period, I'd like to thank everybody who worked with us and came out and supported us. I'd like to thank especially Ryan and Carolina, my training partners. They were awesome, always pushed me, made me want to be better. You know, when you have people around you that are going as hard as they can, you don't want everyone to be the last, so you always push yourself to be as best as you can. And number one, thank you out to Chuck, my trainer. He's been here through it all, scoping out game plans and writing up workouts for us the whole way. He's going to be right there in the corner, telling me what to do, telling me to keep my hands up, to breathe. I'd like to thank Jim Robinson, awesome guy, great corner man, great to have on the trips. Antoine Orsley, the gatekeeper, he's been here through it all. I'd like to thank him, and pretty much everybody else who's been here through the training period. See you at the fights.
Me and Ryan grew up together. We've been at the karate school together for a long time, since I can remember, but I think Ryan's gonna dominate this guy. This guy does not know what he's coming up against. Ryan's very strong standing and on the ground, and I believe he's gonna take the cake at the end of the round, in the first round, I believe.
Ryan Peace, he's been with me since he was 7 years old. He's one of our junior black belts, one of our black belts, 3-time world champion, and he is currently fighting for the Southeastern United States Mixed Martial Arts title, and we know we're going to bring it home. I haven't been this confident in a fight since never. I told Ryan I was worried because I wasn't worried. So this is going to prove to Ryan that he's as good as I think he is. And after this, I don't know if it'll be one more fight or this will be the last fight as an amateur, but we're hoping to go pro very, very soon. And hopefully you viewers will keep tuning in to make sure that you watch his first pro fight, his pro debut, whenever it is, hopefully within the next year. So after this weekend, I'm predicting a 3-0 for contemporary martial arts, and the toughest opponents we have this Saturday night is ourselves. Andrew's toughest opponent is Andrew. Carolina's toughest opponent is Carolina. And Ryan's definitely, his toughest opponent is going to be Ryan. I think Saturday night, everybody's going to see how good Ryan is. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you watch all the highlights coming up very soon. I'll give the mic over to Ryan now, and he'll do his interview.
Training for a fight during school was really stressful. One of the fights I fought last year was during school, but it was during Christmas break, and Christmas break's a month long. So 90% of the training for my last fight, my first mixed martial arts fight, it wasn't as bad because I was off the whole time of Christmas break. This fight, I've been going to classes, coming here, going back, doing my work, and have a little bit of time to do whatever, then go to bed. And it's really all you have time for. I was usually doing a lot of two-a-day trainings, and don't have time for that now, with classes. But for not doing two-a-day trainings, I made up in the one single training we did during the day. So it wasn't the confidence level was not that bad. Only doing one training a day, we just bumped the intensity up on that one training. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough, but it's just necessary. It's something that I need to be doing. I don't think I need to just pick one. I think I have something in both of them. So I want to continue doing both of them. I came in today weighing in at 168.8. Right now I'm 163.6. So I'd like to weigh 160 when I wake up tomorrow, so I'll probably lose another pound tonight running or something. I'll do a little something, just lose a pound. Pound's easy to lose. And then I should lose 2 pounds in my sleep and wake up hopefully at 160. Then I have 5 more pounds to lose tomorrow. It's definitely going to be a rough process, a little bit tougher than usual. My last 2 fights have been at 160. And so, I mean, it's going to be rough, but, you know, there again, it's something that's necessary for me. So, all right. I got my 10th fight coming up, and I've had a lot of support for this fight. You know, 2 training partners, both who, you know, push themselves, which, you know, also makes me push myself harder. The harder the people around you push yourselves makes you push yourself harder. And I honestly believe that's what separates us from a lot of other small gyms, is that everyone we got that fights pushes herself. We don't have anybody lazy. If we had anybody lazy slacking off, or if everyone slacked off, then that would make it kind of okay for you to slack off or just not really go to your full potential. And we definitely don't have that here. Everyone here is going as hard as they can go, and that just makes you bump your level up. You don't want to be the slouch in class or the lazy one. I mean, like I said, you know, I want to thank Caroline and Andrew, you know, for pushing me just by watching them push themselves as hard as they could. I want to thank Antoine and Jim and pretty much everyone who came in to spar with me. You know, those guys constantly coming in, especially the bigger guys. You know, the bigger guys make me work harder because they're so much stronger than me, and constantly having to push and pull stronger people, bigger people. And that way, when I get in front of someone who's 155, you know, I have no problem moving them around. You know, Chuck, he's been the master behind the plan in every single fight. And one thing he gives me that I don't think probably anyone else can is the confidence, because me and him know each other so well that we know what each other's thinking, and you know, we're good at setting up game plans together. We discuss things. It's not just, you know, he tells me what I'm going to do and that's it. He'll compromise with me. We'll talk about it, see what we think's the best idea, and that's something I don't know if I'll ever have with another coach. So, and that's really important too. That's something you need. You know, that's that fighter-coach relationship right there. I also like to thank Adam and Rory Singer. You know, they're awesome with letting me come up there all the time, always open arms, inviting me to their gym. I get awesome training partners there also. A lot of professionals up there, a lot of guys that are a level above me, and you know, that's what pushes me, hopefully make me go to that next level. So definitely want to thank them. I mean, I think it's awesome, you know, being the first guy to be able to fight for a title. I want to show what this gym has to offer, you know, as far as talent and work ethic and everything. I want to try to represent, you know, what CMA has as a whole in that fight, you know, and bringing home that belt's the perfect way to show that I believe we're one of the dominant, you know, even though we don't have as many fighters as a lot of other gyms, I believe we're definitely a dominant gym, you know, especially over the amateur system. I mean, of course, we don't have any professional fighters right now, so we can't say that, but I think we're definitely a dominant gym in the amateur system, and hopefully bringing this belt here will show that, you know, show everyone that. So. All right, I want to do a quick thank you for everyone who's came to all my fights before, Andrew's and everyone's fights before, the people who watch this show, the people who support me and all the fighters here. I mean, you know, without people showing support, you know, I mean, the sport just wouldn't be as fun as the way it is. You know, having all these people come watch. I mean, I have the most fun fighting in Gainesville than anywhere else, solely because we have a lot of people, you know, bring a lot of support there, and you know, like I said, you know, the sport wouldn't be as fun without the people coming and supporting. So.
Okay, so today is weigh-in day, and we're over here at Charlie Hall's in Livonia. He lets us use his sauna if we have a few pounds left to cut before we get on the scales. I was very fortunate. I sweated all mine out last night, and I'm weighing about 123.2 or 3 right now. Probably be a little less than that by the time 7 o'clock rolls around. Ryan and Andrew are in the 150-degree sauna trying to sweat out. I think Andrew's got about 3 pounds, Ryan's got about 5. And it's tough because they've been in there for about 20 minutes and they've just now kind of started sweating. I feel so sorry for them that they have to be in there, but so glad that I'm not in there with them. After the weigh-ins, probably the thing I'm looking forward to most is being able to drink a whole bottle of water. And probably the second thing I'm looking forward to, I've got a banana out in the car waiting on me, and that's going to be the best banana I've ever eaten, I'm sure. I had planned on staying up till about midnight last night, but I got home and got my shower and got cozy and only made it, that show with Ty Pennington came on where they were going to fix up somebody's house, and Chuck said, "You want to watch this?" And I said, "Yeah, that'll be good." And I made it through about 10 minutes of it. I was out by 11:15. Chuck got into the show, so he ended up staying up till midnight watching it to see how it was going to come out. But I did sleep late this morning. I got to sleep in till about 10:30 this morning, which whiled away a lot of that time, but I couldn't eat or drink anything. So that was good. I'm going to try to stay up again late tonight, sleep late tomorrow because the fights will be late. And you kind of don't want to be fighting at the time you're used to going to sleep. My plan for tomorrow, Saturday, which is fight day, is I want to sleep as late as I can, at least 10 or 10:30. Get up. I'll probably have my secret energy famous breakfast, which is oatmeal with banana and peanut butter in it. And no, it's not a secret anymore. Actually, I share that secret with a lot of people, but that's always, it's a superstition of mine, but I always feel like when I have something big to do, that's the breakfast I need to eat, and I always eat that when I've got a big day planned. And then probably we'll just take it easy, listen to some relaxing music, I don't know, maybe watch some television, eat every couple of hours, small meals, because you don't want to get weighed down, but you want to make sure all your muscles are recovered from today, the not eating and the not drinking, and just, try to stay relaxed and calm as long as possible, because that wears you out, being worried about it.
Both these guys have great fights. Carolina, really excited to see her fight this weekend because anyone that knows Carolina knows she's in great shape. And it's always interesting to see someone that is really in good condition, but who has their background is in karate, how they translate that into actually fighting. And I've seen a lot in just the last few months of her training, going from fighting more traditional karate to really becoming a fighter, and there's a big difference. I know she can take a punch, and I know she can give one too. She made me see stars more than once while she was sparring, getting ready for this. Andrew's fight, really tough opponent. Guy's a Terminator, keeps coming at you nonstop. Andrew is getting more experience every day. He gets hit hard by Ryan all the time, and I think that's going to be one of the fights of the night. I think Andrew and Shattuck will be a great fight. Win or lose, it's just going to be fantastic to watch. And then as for Ryan, all kidding aside, Ryan is a really good fighter. I think he's so well-rounded that if he lost this fight, I would be shocked. But with that said, the kid's a wild swinger. He's strong, and anyone that knows anything about fighting knows that all it takes is one shot, and if you get hit in the right spot, you're going down. Now, with that said, Ryan is real smart. He's always moving, so the chances of him getting caught with a cheap shot are, few and far between, but you can't get cocky, you can't get overconfident, because that's when you do lose. But I think it's going to be a great night, and y'all stay tuned and watch.